Welcome to Home and Garden Inspiration. Here comes a moment each year when the earth exhales. The air cools, the light softens, and the trees, those patient witnesses of time, begin to dream in color. Autumn arrives not with a shout, but with a sigh, and suddenly the world is ablaze. Scarlet, amber, and burnished gold whisper across the hillsides like the brushstrokes of a celestial artist. It is the season when nature, in her final flourish before rest, performs her most breathtaking dance. All summer long, the leaves have labored quietly, weaving sunlight into life. They are humble in their green attire, content to work unseen. But when the wheel of time turns, and the sun dips lower in the sky, a secret is revealed. The green fades, and the hidden colors, the golds, the crimsons, the tangerines, awaken, as if the trees have decided to speak at last. It is a language not of words, but of hue and light, a poetry older than speech. Each forest becomes a sonnet, each maple a verse, each trembling leaf a syllable of wonder. To walk among them is to walk through a living poem, where every step stirs the rhythm of the season. Step outside on an autumn morning, and the world greets you like an old friend. The air is crisp, edged with wood smoke and the faint perfume of fallen leaves. The ground beneath your feet is soft and mottled, a mosaic of ochre and rust. The sky stretches wide, a pale wash of blue, as flocks of geese trace their ancient paths toward the promise of warmth. Listen, the wind has found its voice again. It hums through the branches, scatters leaves in spirals, carries whispers from the forest to the fields. The sound of autumn is not loud but layered, the murmur of streams, the crunch of footsteps, the gentle crackle of change. It is music that slows the pulse and steadies the heart. Even the light is different now, gentler golden, as though the sun itself has mellowed with age. It spills through the thinning canopy in ribbons, illuminating spider webs and drifting motes of dust like flecks of eternity. Under such light, even the smallest moments shimmer, the curve of a leaf, the breath of wind, the silence between two falling acorns. Autumn is a slowing, a soft exhale after summer's fevered bloom. The pace of life eases. The fields rest after their labor, the birds gather for their long journeys, even the insects grow quiet. The world is preparing for sleep, but it does so beautifully. In this stillness, there is an invitation to rest, to reflect, to let go. The trees show us how, unhurried, unafraid, releasing what no longer serves them, trusting in the deep rhythm of return. Their letting go is graceful, their surrender luminous. The falling leaf does not fear the ground, it knows that decay is only another name for beginning. If you sit beneath an oak or a maple and watch the leaves descend, you will see it, the tender balance between loss and beauty. Each leaf drifts like a memory, spinning, gliding, vanishing into the earth. And in their quiet fall lies an ancient wisdom, that endings too can be beautiful. Autumn is not only a season of color but of gathering. The fields give their final gifts, golden corn, round pumpkins, apples cool as dawn. The air hums with gratitude. Across time and culture, fall has always been the season of harvest, a moment to celebrate what the earth has offered and to give thanks before the stillness of winter. The flavors of fall are the flavors of comfort, roasted squash, baked bread, cinnamon curling through the air like a memory. These are foods that root us, that remind us of home and hearth. As the evenings grow long, we draw closer to one another. Fires crackle, stories are told, and the glow of lamplight replaces the sun's warmth. There is joy in this inward turning, this gathering of hearts as much as harvests. Every autumn, nature becomes a teacher. She speaks softly but clearly, reminding us that change is not a thing to be feared. The trees do not cling to their leaves, though they have spent all summer growing them. The flowers do not resist the frost, though it means their end. There is acceptance in their rhythm, a wisdom we so often forget. To watch the world transform in autumn is to be reminded of our own seasons of becoming. We too must shed. We too must rest. We too must trust that after loss comes renewal. In the golden twilight of fall, the earth becomes a mirror, showing us that beauty is not in holding on, but in the grace of letting go. For those who see the world with an artist's eye, autumn is a gift. Every hour is a new painting, light draping across meadows, mist curling in valleys, trees standing proud in their fleeting finery. Even the gray days hold poetry, the hush of fog, the glimmer of rain on fallen leaves, the slow turning of clouds that promise change. There's a Japanese word, komaribi, the sunlight that filters through leaves. In autumn, komaribi feels sacred. It is light in its purest form, a soft reminder that beauty is often found not in what we see, but in how we see it. The world, in its quiet transformation, becomes a prayer. And then, as all flames must, it fades. The trees stand bare, the colors sink back into the soil, and frost begins to lace the windows. But even then, there is beauty, a clean, spare beauty in the silence after the music has ended. The land rests, dreaming beneath a quilt of leaves. The cycle continues, unseen but certain. For that is the secret of autumn. It is not a farewell, but a promise. Beneath the fallen leaves, seeds wait. Beneath the frozen soil, life gathers strength. The trees, though bare, are alive, preparing for their next rebirth. Nothing is truly lost. The world only changes its shape. So walk, if you can, through the woods or along a quiet path this season. Feel the cool air on your cheeks. Watch the leaves fall like whispered blessings. Listen to the hush between heartbeats. Let the beauty of fall remind you, gently, truthfully, that everything changes, and that within that change lies the heart of life itself. Autumn is not just a season. It is a feeling, a poem written by the earth in fire and gold. And if you pause long enough to listen, you may just hear it speaking to you. See how beautiful it is to let things go. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more inspiration. It is free and helps the channel a lot.